There are rumors probably that you decided or you came into the fitness because there was someone who wanted like Salman Khan in their life and you actually showed them that you can be the Salman Khan. Is that right?
The people who have taken supplements, they take supplements for 20,000, 30,000. They would give you advice on how to build muscle. Of course, yes, they can.
What do you prefer? Machines or the free weight always?
Both have their own place.
Blood and guts, the gym,
Yeah.
or the blood and guts lifestyle?
Both.
These days, internet has all the things
Yeah.
out there.
Everybody is a
Everybody is a
these
fitness.
days.
Hello and welcome to the Unfiltered Kashmir, the podcast where we have real stories and the stories from Kashmir. I'm your host, Mudassir Mir, and I'll be taking you on the journey for the next months of the people who have shaped Kashmir in different ways. It's an honor for me to have someone with me who has shaped the fitness industry of Kashmir and has taken to the next level very silently. Very dear, my brother, Akhtar Wani.
Thank you very much.
I know it's been a long time. We talked about it, and I'm
Yeah.
really happy at the same time, very excited, nervous, because we know we talked about it
You
for
shouldn't be, yeah.
probably for months.
Yeah,
And this is finally happening.
Yeah.
Great. So let's start. Let our audience know who Akhtar Wani is. We know you as the man behind the blood and guts. So tell us briefly about you.
Well, I won't be talking about my educational background because that has least to,
Doesn't matter
do
though.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right from my childhood, like I was inclined towards fitness, strength especially. So after my college, I did some certifications and got into this and worked with some best brands back then, like Gold's Gym, Snap Fitness, Fitness First.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just one thing, person that I know, you've been in Bangalore, you've been an engineering student.
Yeah.
And post that, I'm not sure whether it started before that or did this happen when you went to Bangalore for your studies?
Actually, it started right from my childhood when I was in my school.
Oh, it was already there inside.
Yeah, boarding school. But it was not a gym culture. It was not something strength training or resistance training.
Absolutely.
It was just, PT जिसको बोलते हैं
Yeah.
कश्मीरी में. No. So we used to go for run and all that. But there were no gyms here back then. Then it started from Bangalore. Yeah, when I was in Bangalore, I started, training with the weights. But I fell in love, with the weights.
Mm-hmm.
So I would always wanted something I wanted to be my own boss. Like nobody should actually ask me to do things, ask me to do, any kind of tasks. So when I came back to, Kashmir, so I thought, let's not waste time and start doing this.
That's
I'm
great.
very happy. Somehow, like I always feel that I should get this credit that I got, bodybuilding, especially to my town, Handwara.
Yeah, that's a great, it's an honor for us.
Yeah, because it used to be a taboo. Like the people who used to go to the gym, lond was the term the people used to call them.
Yeah.
But they don't know like there is actually science behind bodybuilding. So I always feel proud of myself that I actually linked these two things, that bodybuilding is actually related to science, how you should actually implement science while doing bodybuilding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You spoke about love. This is something I probably want to ask from a personal side. You want to answer, that's up to you. You don't want to answer, that's completely up to you.
You can ask me, no problem.
There are rumors probably that you decided or you came into the fitness because there was someone who wanted, someone like Salman Khan in their life, and you actually showed them that you can be the Salman Khan. Is that right?
Yeah, actually the thing is like, back then he used to be the crush of every girl.
Well, that's true. He still
right,
is.
Right, 90s. Yeah.
He still is.
Yeah, he still is actually. So as a teenager, obviously you would always feel like you should be attracted, by the opposite sex. Yeah. So
That's
of
great.
course, yes, like, I felt like, I should do something like that. The bodybuilding was the first thing, like,
It's been your childhood love, I would say.
yeah, that's true.
Great. The concept of having you, you're the first guest of my show and always wanted you to be here. There are a few things that people have, misconceptions about that I want to talk about, right?
Yeah.
So let's begin with, how often do you hear, people come into the gym and after certain time, they come and then leave everything behind and never come back?
See, the thing is, like, whether you talk about bodybuilding or you talk about fitness, both the things need actually patience. And the first thing that I believe, that's lack of patience. People lack this.
The discipline is very important.
Patience is very important.
That's
Discipline is second thing. Like, for example, if you technically and logically, if you think like, how much time it takes for, you to start building muscle, if you look into studies, for the first 12 weeks, it's only CNS adaptation.
Yeah.
थोड़ा सा मैं term use करूँगा. So what does that mean is like when you actually start exercising, तो आपकी जो movement हो जाती है, कोई भी movement आप करते हो, नई movement with the weights, so आपका CNS adopt कर जाता है. So first thing is like you start getting stronger.
Correct.
Okay, so
That's
but
right.
that's not that you have built a new muscle tissue, that way you get stronger. It's actually CNS adaptation.
Exactly.
It also takes like 8 to 12 weeks. So if you actually think like you have you have to go to the gym and you think like अब मैंने gym join किया तो overnight results आएंगे, तो that's unrealistic expectation. So पहले 12 weeks आपको देने हैं पहले.
You have to give it a time
Exactly,
to get your body adjusted.
So the thing is like what I feel ki first thing is like lack of patience. People do not have this patience. So that's why they give up. Like मुझे 2 महीने के बाद they think like they are not getting the result, they give up.
Cool.
So patience is the key.
A lot of people think that it's really important for them if they have to join the gym or if they want to, whatever their goal is, first of all. But I want to first of understand this thing. There are a lot of misconceptions people about the fat loss. What are those? Can you let us know?
First thing, they think cardio or treadmill, they should do
Which you never accept.
Exactly. The thing is like whenever you see someone with the the beer gut or the bulging tummy,
Yeah.
everybody will advise him to go and run. That's
Correct.
that's the worst thing he or she could actually do, because you already overweight, okay, and you have never done any kind of resistance training, especially for the beginners.
Yeah.
So their joints are not adapted to any kind of stress. So for example, a guy or a lady like who is 110 kgs, and if she will do running, okay, as they think like whether they will do on a treadmill or outside, so it's going to put a lot of stress on their knees. So they can do it for a week or 2 weeks. After that, they will stop.
Right.
So that's the worst thing one can actually do to lose body fat.
Right. So your recommendation is basically to go with the weight training.
Weight training is very important. Caloric deficit diet. If you are not eating in caloric deficit diet, like you can never lose body fat.
Correct. Now talking about the diet basically. Now what do you think people sometimes like? In fact, this has happened with all of us. You eat, you know that you have to take so many calories, and then you don't actually measure it, right? And you take it based on you feel like that's okay. Do you think that people should kind of go by the will that they feel like this is okay for me, or they actually should kind of measure it like a weighing scale?
No, the thing is like if you really want to get results, okay, then you should be lazy enough to go with the intention or the feel
of your body.
I have to take 100 grams of rice and just think like, yeah, this is 100 grams. No, like if you really want to get results, you have to weigh it.
It has to be measured.
It has to be measured. Then only you will actually get to know like how many calories you are taking. Like for example, if you're taking 100 grams of rice, you will have 28 grams of carbohydrates. Then only you will get to know like how many calories you're taking.
Correct.
Okay, but if you're just going with thinking like, yeah, this is 100, you'll be actually eating more than what you actually
Normal
think.
that you have.
Yeah, so at the end you will think like I'm not losing weight. That's the problem. Like so you should always. I always believe कि forget about like कि भाई मेरे पास time नहीं है. Everybody has time. The people who tell me like they don't have time, I always tell them to go and see your screen time. Right?
Yeah, the mobile phone that we're using.
Yeah,
these days, of course.
So if your screen time is more than 5 or 6 hours a day, how do you actually give this excuse that you don't have time to measure your food?
Correct.
Right?
That's
So
true.
it should be done.
This is really an excuse for those people actually working. I'm also, somebody who's working 5 to 7. So this is really an excuse. I think I want to ask like people who in a background where they always have to sit like 5 to 7 hours. I think it's really important. What do you say about those people? Isn't it important for them to definitely join the gym and work out?
Yeah, the people who actually have this desk job, right?
Yeah, that's of course.
They're actually sedentary, very sedentary lifestyle they have. And when what actually there is something known as sitting is new smoking. Okay,
That's
so back then smoking used to be like it's a very
Injurious
for your health, but sitting is actually as bad as smoking.
Correct.
Okay, so if you're sitting in front of a computer for 8 hours, 9 hours, you definitely should do any kind of physical activity. But then, like if you have a job like which cannot allow you to go to do any kind of physical activity like outdoor activity,
Yeah.
you should definitely join a gym. And if you're joining a gym like 5 hours a week, is more than enough that you need. That will actually help you to, actually stay fit, I would say. Even if you are staying for 8 hours.
There's another misconception about that's really common about, I think, amongst the young generation, and especially because now people are going into the science and all. Proteins, supplements, BCAAs, EAAs, doctors probably are not recommending it. But as a fitness, coach, how do you say? Do you think people should use it, or someone who is a beginner, or who are the people who actually should use it?
See, first of all, I believe, and I would always say this, that doctors are not supposed to talk about nutritional supplements.
Right.
It's not their job. I mean, उनको ये पढ़ाया भी नहीं जाता है. Okay. So there is separate field for it, like nutrition, where you actually study BSc, MSc, or PhD. So there's a different thing. Like doctors are not supposed to recommend or not recommend or not talk, they should not actually talk about nutrition supplements. But the thing is, like यहाँ पे अब आप general physician के पास जाओगे तो वो he talks about every disease. He treats every disease. Okay. But that's not the case.
But just honestly,
coming to the supplements, like supplement, if you actually see what does supplement mean, like English में क्या चीज़ है? Like if you are not getting something out of your whole food,
you take it,
then you supplement it.
Exactly.
Now the thing is, who should take it? Protein. Everybody should take protein.
I mean, yeah,
everyone.
The things that we take, it's that.
Yeah, like if you everyone should take protein. I said protein. It means nutrient, not supplement. First of all, I'm talking about the nutrient protein. Everyone should take good amount of protein, enough amount of protein.
Right.
Okay, because our hormones, skin, everything, it's actually made of protein. So for well-being, you should actually take protein. So the thing is, like if, for example, if I go to the gym, my protein need, my requirement increases.
Correct.
Now, sometimes it's very difficult for me to get 200, 250 grams right from the whole food.
Right.
Then what will I do? I will supplement it.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is the thing. Now, who should take it? Everyone, if they require to take, and if they are not able to get the amount of protein from the whole food, they should take it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just one thing, it doesn't have any effect on your body. Right?
The studies show that there are no actually side effects if you take it for long term. बस ये होना चाहिए, it should be genuine, it should be legit.
That's probably the biggest challenge for people to understand.
It's in India. Exactly, it's the biggest, because we have lots of fake brands here, fake supplements here.
Correct, right.
Yeah. So I guess that's one thing, like doctors शायद वो सोच के recommend नहीं करते हैं. But I have seen doctors recommending GRD and some Indian bullshit brands. Okay.
We'll not talk about it.
Yeah. They are made in Gujarat. I once had an argument with a gynecologist.
Okay.
He recommended GRD or something like that to a pregnant lady, and it was made in Gujarat.
Okay.
So I was like, how the hell is the made in Gujarat superior to something like that's made in USA?
Absolutely.
Okay. So कभी-कभी इनको ना अपना ये चलाना होता है, like कोई ब्रांड है जिसके लिए प्रमोट करते हैं या उनको पैसे मिलते हैं MR से, ठीक है? I don't mean to annoy anyone, but that's a fact.
Out of this, just want to ask one thing honestly, since you talked about it, like, you think that Indian products that we have in the supplements are not trusted, and somebody should definitely go and have trust on the outside brands?
Most of the brands are not actually up to the mark. Most of the brands.
Okay.
But there are certain brands which are actually good. ऐसा भी नहीं है कि सारे brands खराब हैं. But most of the brands are not up to the mark. Like they are, जो उनका मतलब जैसे किसी में लिखा है 100 ग्राम में 80 ग्राम प्रोटीन है, नहीं होते हैं.
Right. So, but that's really hard for somebody to measure whether this is actually.
That's the challenge. For example, तुम आप जाते हो, like you want to get, buy a whey protein tub, 6000 का आता है, ठीक है? Now you want to go and do testing for it. अगर आप सिर्फ protein test करोगे, ठीक है? तो it will take you around 1000 rupees. But उसमें सिर्फ आप nitrogen content देखते हो.
Right.
There is something known as amino spiking, which actually these companies do. They'll put non-essential amino acids in this. उसके लिए आपको amino acid profile check करना पड़ेगा, and that test will cost you around 18,000 rupees.
Right.
अब मुझे ये बताओ, आप 6,000 का आपने प्रोटीन टब लिया, 18,000 का आप चेक करोगे, it's 24,000.
Yeah.
कौन करेगा वो?
Someone teaching them.
Okay.
Not go ahead.
So that's why people just go with the flow. They think बस ये किसी ने recommend किया, ले लिया.
Right. One question related to this is, like, there's probably one myth as well that I've heard a lot of people talking about, is that somebody who's onto supplements or proteins, once they stop working out, they immediately the body, it comes back to the original position. Is this something that's really true, or like how does it work?
No, the thing is like, if you actually see the first law of thermodynamics, like, तो आप किसी भी चीज को exist नहीं करा पाते without energy.
Right.
So if you build a muscles, okay, you need energy to keep it there.
Correct.
Okay, right? So if you वो energy कहाँ से आती है? एक workout करने से और दूसरा food से.
Yep.
अगर दोनों छोड़ दोगे, ठीक है, तो वो muscle वहाँ पे sustain नहीं रहेगा, retain नहीं रहेगा, because there is no energy to keep it there.
Keep it, exactly.
So of course, if you stop training, if you start eating, you are going to lose that muscle. Yeah, definitely.
That's
Yes. But that has nothing to do with कि ये जो है ये supplement से बनी है तभी खत्म होगी. No.
Right.
For your body, protein is protein. It doesn't understand, it doesn't recognize कि proteins ultimately they turn into amino acids. So for example, if we talk about one amino acid, leucine or isoleucine or valine, चाहे वो फिर chicken से आए तोड़ के या whey protein से, your body knows it's isoleucine, it's valine.
Correct.
It doesn't understand कि ये whey protein से आया है, chicken से आया है. Okay.
That's right.
So it's not like you build your muscle using whey protein and you stop taking whey protein, तो आपका body खत्म हो जाएगा muscle, you will lose the muscle. That's not the case. Even if you build the muscle with just whole food, eating chicken and fish, if you stop training, if you start eating, you're going to lose that muscle.
That's true.
Because there is no energy to keep it there. You need some
That's
energy
what
to
I
keep
believe
it
as
there.
well. I think if we keep on talking about the misconception, there is many. But rather than I want to talk about, since we're in Kashmir, we're based in Kashmir, lots of challenge that we have actually, which is maybe sometimes because of weather, we have the harsh winter.
Yeah.
And then we also have Ramadan coming in around those times. How do you see that somebody during the winters, how would somebody kind of cope up with this and make sure that they're working out? And also throw us like, what is the best way out or the workout plan that you suggest during the Ramadan?
Okay, first let's talk about the winters.
Yep.
Okay, so I believe like in winters, most of the gyms are empty.
Correct. That's what we've seen, of course.
Exactly. So even if you if you're not able to hit the gym because you don't have a car or it's difficult for you to travel, so I would always say कि पहली चीज़ है आप जो तली हुई चीज़ें खाते हो, because during winters we always crave for something which are
you still have to kind of control your diet.
Exactly. Diet पे आप control करो, ठीक है? First thing. Second thing is if you are not able to go to the gym, if you're not able to go to outside, और उतना भी harsh नहीं होता है. Like I have been here for 7 years, you can still do a morning walk. It's not so harsh कि 6 फुट 7 फुट बर्फ पड़ गई और आप चल नहीं पा रहे. Okay, that is just an excuse.
It doesn't happen.
I believe this is a bloody excuse. I train,
during the harsh winters.
Yeah, I come to the gym. अब ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब I have my own gym. That's why I have seen people like who come to the gym.
Coming in, of course.
Yeah. Now अगर आपके पास नहीं है ऐसा access नहीं है किसी gym का, you can still keep yourself fit by first of all avoiding the wrong food. ठीक है? Second,
diet
like
is whole story,
you can
basically.
just do some any kind of morning walk. Or third, you can do skipping inside your room.
Just a home workout.
Yes, home workout. Yeah. तो 2 महीने के बाद आप फिर से gym join कर सकते हो. Because weight training is very important. Like nothing can replace weight training. Nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. That's great.
Now coming to the Ramadan, like Ramadan, I believe like मुझे लगता है कि after iftar or right before iftar, you should train.
Right.
Yeah. Because training just after Sehri is not a good idea. Because then whole day you'll feel like you're hungry and उससे actually दिक्कत ही हो जाएगी. You'll not be able to.
One thing that I've seen people who work out during Ramadan is like a concept that you go to the gym, but just make sure that you're not lifting that heavy, like whatever the routine.
During Ramadan or
during Ramadan,
in general?
During Ramadan, I'm saying.
Yeah. If you are training in a fasted state, obviously you will not be able to lift heavy.
Correct.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
So you should actually be responsible enough, smart enough to understand कि आपकी body की limit क्या है. So you don't have to push yourself just to show off कि भाई मैं fasted कर रहा हूँ फिर भी मैं इतना कर रहा हूँ. I have seen reels कि हमारे हज़रत अली ने fasting में ये किया वो किया. He had that spiritual power. We don't have that.
Correct.
Right?
Beyond that.
We are normal people.
Right.
We are not that. ये रील्स के चक्कर में कभी ईगो लिफ्टिंग के चक्कर में खुद को नुकसान कर देते हैं.
Exactly.
है ना? तो वो सब नहीं करना है.
We've seen that women in Kashmir are actually showing interest towards the fitness.
Yeah.
But a lot of challenges are there. I know that you also training a lot of female,
Yeah.
here as well in your gym. So what are the common challenges? Like how do they come out of there? Because it's really important for them as well to come and work out.
Not
What
only
challenge-
important for women, it's actually more important than men.
Yeah, that's what they say. Like, if a woman is fit, it's the whole family is fit. If a man is fit, it's just the man is fit. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So, what are the common challenges? Because we in a society wherein it's considered as a taboo or something else.
Of course, I have
What
to tell.
challenge do you think? How can they overcome and make sure that the people
Like
are coming
in my personal experience, I have seen females. They're either their spouse, their husband or their parents will not allow them to go
Exactly.
to the gym.
There are multiple things like. Do you think
Yeah.
Do you think that we should have a separate?
Yeah,
gym for women?
I believe every gym should have separate timing for ladies, and
Ladies.
they have.
I mean, most of the
Yeah,
gyms
most
do
gyms have.
Exactly.
So that's the first thing. Like every gym owner should do that because they should have separate timing for
That's
females.
true. That's true.
Okay. Then the thing is like, not for every female it's possible to motivate their husband or their parents that they should go to the gym. I mean, if they don't come to the gym, you cannot motivate them.
But why do you think it's important, considering the majority of the challenge that the women are going through, the different, disease which are like
See, lifestyle diseases like PCOD, PCOS,
Exactly.
and there is something which a lot of people do not talk about. Something it's called osteoporosis, like weakening of bones.
Correct.
It happens mostly in females than males.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is, there is only if they go to the doctor, they will give them a lot of medicine for that. But trust me, those medicines do not work. If you want to have strong bones, even after 30, as a female, you should actually do weight training or resistance training. So unless you're actually not putting any kind of stress on your bones, उनमें mineralization नहीं होती है.
Right.
Okay. So when you put stress on your bones, उसमें mineralization ज़्यादा हो जाती है. So your bones actually get stronger. So it's very, very important, more important for females to do strength training than males.
All right, Akhtar bhai, let's move on to the next segment. It's something that I personally like very much. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and the answers have to be very rapid and fire.
Okay.
Right? So I'm going to give you choices. You'll tell me your preferences, and then if needed, we will just let the people know that why you actually prefer that.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Before that, please do not expect that I'm going to give you any hamper or any gift or anything. This is just something on our audience know.
I don't want, bro.
Cool. Let's get started.
Yeah.
So first question that I want to ask you is, do you prefer early, workouts or the evening workouts?
Personally, I always prefer evening workouts. Why? Because I am fed throughout the day. Like, I feed myself throughout the day.
Yep.
So my blood is saturated with all the nutrients that I need.
Correct.
Okay, but if you'll ask me like how should actually people train, what time should people train, I will always say whatever time you can actually go to the gym every
Whatever
day.
time you find suitable. Do it.
जिस दिन आप हर दिन जा सकते हो.
Correct.
ऐसा नहीं है मैं बोलूँगा मॉर्निंग में 6 बजे जाओ आप एक दिन उठे और दूसरे दिन उठ नहीं पाए. ठीक है.
Right.
So that's not the right thing. जिस टाइम आपको लगे कि आप हर दिन जा सकते हो, that's the best time.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
My wife is going to be very happy with this answer though. Cool. Next one. Cardio or weights?
Weights, always weights.
And I've never seen you on
Cardio
in the
sucks. While doing cardio, I always feel like like I am doing something which I'm not supposed to do.
I'm in hell. Like
I am in hell. और लिखा भी है ना?
That's probably written.
I am not in hell. I'm just
but
doing cardio.
He's probably right. I'm in hell.
Yeah.
So nobody does it. Yeah. All right, cool. One important thing. Do you prefer train alone or with a partner?
Always a partner, because you should always have a partner who's as strong as you or stronger than you.
That's right.
Okay,
I
because
think
he or she will push you.
Exactly.
So that's actually good.
That's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Creatine or pre-workouts?
Creatine.
Always.
Creatine.
And how do you prefer like creatines?
Creatine is something like that's actually the only supplement which has more than 1,000 studies.
Right.
Okay. And you know what? Actually, it not only helps you in bodybuilding.
It's actually you can take it.
Yeah, it has cognitive function as well.
Right.
Okay. So in US, like they give it to the people who are suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia. They give it to them. So it's the best supplement.
Are there any side effects of creatine?
No. there are 1,000 studies, and among them there are 600 studies that show that this creatine supplement can be taken at any age.
Right.
Okay.
One thing I want to ask, very personal question. Do you prefer creatine taking it before workouts, post workouts?
You can take it any time of the day. It hardly matters, because
Doesn't matter.
the people who think like, after taking creatine, if I go to the gym, like, if I used to used to bench 100 kg, and I'll be doing 120. It doesn't work like that. Okay. So that's CNS activation. That doesn't happen. So it doesn't matter.
You can take it.
Whether you can take it morning, evening, it just needs to be taken every day so that your muscles will stay saturated.
Perfect.
With the nutrient. Yeah.
Cool. Next one. Bro split or push-pull leg?
Push-pull legs. Why? Because the thing is, I see, I'll admit it, like, I used to do bro split long back, but then I actually understood how actually hypertrophy occurs, how often you need to give stimulus to your muscles.
Right.
So in general, I would say that you should be able to train every muscle group every 2 days.
Correct.
Okay, so push-pull legs is the best split.
One thing related to that, do you think that somebody should work out 6 days a week, or at least like push-pull leg?
You don't have to train 6 days a week.
Doesn't matter.
4 sessions, 5 sessions.
Enough.
Brutal, intense sessions. I always prefer intensity over volume.
Cool.
Yeah. So 4 sessions a week, that's more than enough. You don't have to train every day.
Right. I think we talked about it, but still I want to ask you, track your macros or just do it
Always
as you
track
feel?
your macros. Don't be a
Always
lazy
track.
ass.
That's right.
Yeah, you see, the thing is, if you want something bad, badly, you should actually train, should actually work
If you
for
want
that.
to, definitely, if you are just very serious about
Yeah,
it, then you have to track your macros.
exactly.
Cool. This probably I know the answer, but I want to ask, science-based trainings or old school instincts?
For personally, I always mix both of them. Like, I'm a meathead when it comes to training, but when it comes to, like, how to eat, why to stop, while training, how to stay out of injuries, how to avoid injuries, I'll always prefer science-based.
Right.
So personally, I'm a mixed stuff, mixed breed of science-based and old school meathead.
Cool. All right. This is probably very important. Do you think people should first take supplements or they should fix their diet first?
Well, always basics. Like, if you're not able to fix your diet, if you're not sleeping 8 hours, if you're not training hard enough, supplements are not going to work.
Of course. So diet is the priority.
Yeah, fix your basics first.
Correct. All right. This is very important. Do you feel that somebody should actually hire a coach, the PTs that we have, personal trainings, or they should go by themselves? Because these days, it's
ChatGPT.
easy access.
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT, Instagram, YouTube.
I have seen people using ChatGPT for their diet plans and workout plans, but when they come to the gym floor, ChatGPT doesn't know how to actually execute an exercise.
Right.
Okay, so it's always better to hire someone who has good amount of experience, who is knowledgeable.
Absolutely.
वैसा करने से क्या है ना, आपका टाइम बच जाता है.
Correct. And you actually know the
Because एक ट्रेनर
every
आपको
exercise.
10 साल की जो एक्सपीरियंस है उसकी, वो आपको क्रक्स में बोल देगा.
Exactly.
क्या करना है
That's true.
आपने.
That's true.
ठीक है. Even though I have people in my gym also who use ChatGPT.
How do you
Seriously, yeah.
actually? How do you handle those guys? You let them
I
do
don't
what
tell
they
them
do.
anything.
You don't tell them.
Right. I just let them do whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
Because the thing is, like, recently I got a guy who actually showed me that he, asked ChatGPT, but then he was doing barbell rowing and he didn't know how to do it.
Right.
Okay, so he didn't know how to do barbell rowing. Then when I saw कि वो गलत कर रहा है, I approached him and asked him, ChatGPT is not going to teach you how to do it.
That's right.
Then I taught him how to do it.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. Another thing I want to ask is, do you prefer pre-workouts or the black coffee? Black coffee is probably a very common pre-workout for the people.
Black coffee is not a pre-workout. ये गरीबों वाला pre-workout है.
I take it.
गरीबों. They see that pre-workout is not only something that will actually keep your central nervous system activated. Okay. So caffeine is something that actually gets your CNS activated, but that's not the only part of a pre-workout.
Right.
That's not the only thing.
Correct.
There are a lot of other things. For example, मैं ज़्यादा डीपली नहीं जाऊंगा. When you start training or lifting weight with you know आपकी जो मसल में एक बर्निंग सेंसेशन होती है. So that's a hydrogen ion build up.
Right.
Okay. So you start burning sensation. अब अगर आपको 15 रैप करने हैं लेकिन आप 5 रैप के बाद you burning sensation हो रही है. So you are not optimum level पे आप मसल को ट्रेन नहीं कर पाते हो. अब अगर मैं कोई चीज वहां पे लाता हूँ and that actually regulates or buffers these hydrogen ions.
Exactly.
So you will actually train harder and longer. So coffee में तो है नहीं वो. For example, beta-alanine we talk about. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
दूसरी चीज है vasodilation. जिससे आपका ब्लड फ्लो ज्यादा जाता है वो तो कैफीन से नहीं होगा.
Exactly.
You need sterline or arginine for that. So always go for a pre-workout. But if you don't have money, don't take anything.
Coffee is okay.
No, don't take it. You don't
need the coffee.
No.
You can straight away come to the gym.
Exactly.
Cool. I'll remember this. Okay. This is probably, I think I've heard the answer, but I want to ask for the sake of audience. Do you prefer cardio? I think first of all you don't prefer it, but do you prefer somebody who's actually on a calorie deficit, cardio before the weight training or after the weight?
Cardio should always be done after weight training.
After the weight
The reason being, when you do cardio, you don't need much of an effort to do it. Okay.
Right.
But weight training needs lots of effort.
Exactly.
So if you go to the treadmill first and exhaust yourself,
You won't
then
be
you
able to
cannot,
do the weightlifting.
you won't be able to
Exactly.
lift. You won't be able to lift weights. So lifting weights for 45-50 minutes will actually deplete your glycogen.
Yeah.
Then you go to the treadmill and do 15 or 20 minutes treadmill, you'll be burning only fat. In a layman's language, you'll be burning fat. And that doesn't need effort. Walking doesn't need effort. But 40 minutes walk करने के बाद आप weight lift नहीं
You
कर
won't
सकते.
be able to lift with that optimal
Exactly.
energy
So
that you
do
have.
the weight training first and then do the cardio.
Great. Remember it. Cool. Now, this is probably, I think, these days we see this is probably happening, but I want to ask you this thing, like, do you think we should train through pain or listen to your body, like when you're tired and leave it and...
See, if you talk about pain, जो कभी मैंने बोला, जो lactate या जो hydrogen ion built up होता है, okay, of course you should have some kind of, that pain tolerance.
Right.
Otherwise, you will not reach to that point. Like you will actually, stimulate your muscle. But if it's something joint pain or something like that, you should be smart enough to understand that and just avoid that movement.
Exactly.
You don't have to show up that मर्द
Like you said, for the sake
मर्द
of
को दर्द
camera
नहीं
and all
होता
people.
and all that. तो वो नहीं करना है. You should be smart
right.
enough to understand your body.
Cool.
Yeah.
This probably, I think we are very blessed with that the type of fitness club we have here, the equipments that we have. I want to ask this thing. We do have machines and we have free weights as well. What do you prefer, machines or the free weight always?
See, it's something like both have their own place. Okay, both have their own place. I mean, it's not like you cannot say just machines are good or free weights are good.
Just because people think that if you do it through the machines, maybe the form or the position or the technique, it's always right. Because with the free weight, sometimes you get heavy, here
The
and
thing
there.
is, the only difference I believe is the stability.
Exactly, the stability.
Okay, so stability is more when you do any exercise on a machine. Okay, now the thing is, if you go deep into science, you will always see where there is more stability, the stimulus is more to the towards the hypertrophy.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
But if you'll ask me, I'll always mix both. Like I'll do half of the free weights and half of the machine.
Exactly, I think.
Yeah, and everybody should do like that only.
That's
not just stick
it should
to
not be
machines
just the
only.
machines.
No, don't stick to just machines.
Right. Cool. Great. This thing again, probably I know the answer, but I'm going to ask: do you prefer loud music in the gym or dead silence?
Personally,
you always love music.
yeah, I love music.
I love music.
Yeah, personally, I love music. But there are a lot of actually members in my gym who don't like it. तो कभी-कभी उनके लिए बंद भी करना पड़ता है.
But that's true. But this is your personal preference. We have seen
Personally,
it.
I love loud music.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
This thing I want to ask, like, does it matter that you need to have a gym attire or you can come up with any way?
Attire is very important. I tell you something. You're driving a car. Okay, और आप रास्ते में चल रहे हो और सामने से ट्रैफिक पुलिस वाला आ गया and he is not wearing anything.
Correct.
Would you actually stop if he tells you to stop?
Of course.
You'll never pull over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not wearing his, uniform, right? So gym attire is very, very important. Very important. Because first of all, if you're an athlete, you should have discipline.
That's true.
bodybuilding
Attire is
fitness
one
or
of the
what,
things that
it should
defines
actually
you,
make
actually.
you a disciplined guy, but should not, you cannot come wearing jeans and think like it's cool. I see people, they come wearing jeans, but हमारे gym में ऐसा नहीं है, strictly prohibited. You cannot train in jeans no matter what. So you should always come with an attire.
Exactly.
Okay, जो आप जिसमें आप comfortably workout भी कर पाओ और लगे कि भाई आप एक एथलीट हो, आप ट्रेन करने आए हो. You should not look like तुम सुचित राम माम सुन तो अद्भुत वाल गॉड ऑफ द जिम. Yeah, I have seen people. मुझे नानिहाल जाना है तो मैं पहले वर्कआउट करूंगा, या मुझे पहलगाम जाना है अभी सैटरडे को तो लेग वर्कआउट करूंगा मैं जीन्स पहन के. That should not be there. That's the worst thing. Yeah.
Okay, one thing which is very common these days, we see teenagers coming in here and then having their tripods always. Do you prefer, gym without phone, or you can have your gym selfies or whatever you're doing?
The thing is like, see, the thing is, अगर कोई content creator है, yeah,
They definitely do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
अभी क्या है ना, अब हर किसी को चाहिए ऐसा.
Right.
तो मैं किसी को मना नहीं करता, but I always tell them कि during peak hours do not use tripods because दूसरे बंदों को प्रॉब्लम होती है चलने से, वेट वहाँ से उठाने से. So I will always feel कि you should actually keep your phone somewhere aside and train. वो 45 minutes of train ही करो rather than just
That's
keeping
probably me. I feel like that's the only time when I don't use my phone.
Yeah.
When you are in the gym.
Had I not been associated with any kind of supplement brand जिसके लिए मैं या वीडियोस लेता हूँ या ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग जो मैं करता हूँ लोगों को, so for that I need to shoot the videos. अगर ऐसा नहीं होता मैं फ्लोर पे कभी फ़ोन यूज़ नहीं करता.
Last but not the least, the question is very personal to you. Blood and guts, the gym, or the blood and guts lifestyle, which I believe you're probably into. I'm not sure, but I'm going to ask.
Both. But I would love to call it as a gym.
Right?
Okay, gym. Something like, made of iron. Where you lift iron, there is sweat, blood. Not like any clinic, too clean, no sweat,
Correct.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like that. Yeah, that's why I got these iron plates.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely, this is definitely a great place we have in Handwara.
Yeah,
So really thank
of
you for
course,
that.
Yes, indeed.
One thing I want to ask, I think probably this is something I want you to just let people know about it. A lot of times we have heard people talking about it. These days, internet has all the things up there.
Everybody is a
fitness.
Yeah.
Because of course, fitness coach.
Yeah.
So somehow they say that somebody who is taken, supplements or steroids for so many, rupees or lakhs, and you are going to them and they're giving you the advice.
Okay.
What do you have to say on that?
Okay, this is something like that annoys me like anything. Right, yeah. Because even I have seen these reels that they say like the people who have taken supplements, they take supplements worth 20,000, 30,000, they would give you advice on how to build muscle. Of course, yes, they can.
Because they
First of all, they have money.
afford it.
Yeah, they can afford it. It's actually always better to, spend money on good supplements rather than just eating biryani.
Exactly. That's right.
Okay. And of course, if they have built muscle, okay, they can advise you. Why? Because it's not only the supplements that actually help you to build muscle. You have to train. Even if you take steroids,
retraining, of course.
even if you take steroids, you still have to train. Okay, then only you'll build muscle.
Right.
It's not like you will take steroid and sit and you will build muscle. No. So the thing is, उस level पे पहुंचने के लिए आपके पैसे भी होने चाहिए और आपकी
expertise
you
भी
have
होनी चाहिए,
expertise
knowledge भी होनी
5-10 साल की.
चाहिए.
So if you are someone like who's 18, 19 years old, what experience do you have? How many years you have trained? How would you actually advise people? Okay. So whether somebody has taken steroids, whether he has taken supplements, if he has a good physique, if he is knowledgeable, of course he can advise. And there's nothing wrong in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are certain people who actually, they're not knowledgeable, they are not educated, but they are gifted. They are gifted with good genetics. They train and they build muscle. तो लोगों को लगता है कि सब कुछ इसी को पता है, बट वो भी गलत चीज़ है. बट ये भी गलत चीज़ है कि कोई 20,000 रुपए का सप्लीमेंट खा के तुम एडवाइस नहीं कर सकता भाई. उसके पास पैसे है, कर रहा है. Yeah.
Nobody is forcing you to.
Yeah. Nobody is telling you to खर्च मत करो. तुम्हारे पास पैसा है तुम भी करो भाई. है ना? या तुम्हारे पास knowledgeable coach है, आपको compete. Everybody wants to have good body.
I believe if you're taking it in, with the advice of somebody like you.
Yeah.
It's
Even
no harm.
if you take steroids, there's nothing wrong in that.
That's right.
Like I take it, I admit it. So what? I mean, it doesn't matter to people. I don't owe them. I don't ask them for the money. So that's what, you know, a lot of people who take steroids, it's their own money. They don't owe you anything. I mean, why should you hate on them? Why should you criticize
Let them
them?
do how they're doing it.
Yeah.
Don't kind of go.
They have money karte hain, isme kya hai?
Cool, cool.
And
That's
they
great.
can advise on that.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's it, Akhtar Bhai. Thank you so
Thank
very
you
much.
very much.
Played very well.
It was really good. I really
Having me
enjoyed.
here. It was great having you here as well.
Thank you
you
very
so
much,
very
bro.
much. I appreciate